let's give some warning signs. And I want to just put this disclaimer out first that I'm going to ask Sarah and Patty in hindsight, now that they can look back with knowledge, what were the warning signs that maybe their husband had a sexual addiction, pornography problem, whatever. But I do want to give the disclaimer that just because your husband might have some of these signs does not necessarily mean he has a pornography addiction or a sexual addiction, but it can mean that. So, with that being said, signs, as you look back, are there certain things you go, oh, that was probably because?
Yeah, lack of interest in sex. Like, I thought, I'm the guy. What is wrong with me?
Yes.
Why doesn't he want
Very
sex
common.
very often? I mean, he likes sex, but not, like you think, okay, guys like sex all the time. Why doesn't he?
And again, that is probably the number one symptom or sign that I hear, is that he no longer is interested in sex with me. Again, there can be other reasons. It could be a medication issue or stress at work or whatever, but that's a huge symptom. Okay.
And then always, he just seemed glued to the internet. Like, he would zone out and play games or Xbox even, just like, or like he just wasn't there when he was home. It was like, it wasn't presently there. It was just like in his mind he was somewhere else all the time, like kind of like he was mentally checked out. I would say now looking back, my husband and I tried to get pregnant for almost 4 years, and from things that I've heard and researched that can happen because their sperm count is low, because they're doing things on their own.
Sometimes literally 10 times a day. I know that might seem kind of shocking too, but that is true, that some of these guys are masturbating 10, 12 times a day. Literally every time they go to the bathroom at work, that's what they're doing in there. How about you? As you look back, in hindsight, what signs were there?
Okay. When we were dating, I went to his apartment and he had 2 buddies there. And I saw a porn magazine and I was pissed. But I didn't think it was Pete, and I didn't think to ask. So right there, right there. Or then how about he wants you to go view porn, that type of thing. Yeah. And or he wants even more sex. It can go the other way.
Or more perverse sex.
Yes.
Or odd requests that aren't normal because he's viewing them on porn.
And during sex, that he was checked out. I swear I could go like, are you there? Are you with me here? And it's, he was viewing porn in his head. Yeah. Yeah. So, but I didn't realize that, but it just seemed odd. Yeah. It's like he wasn't present even during sex.
Yeah. And those are common, probably the 3 most common that I've heard of, and as I've read a lot about this, are the not desiring sex with you much anymore, or unable to perform because they condition themselves to their hand, and they become highly skilled at being very effective using their hand, and they've got it down to a science because they're doing it 12 times a day, and so now they can't respond to a human female body anymore because they're conditioned. So anyway, that's one major symptom. Another one is asking you to do really odd, perverse things all of a sudden because probably they've seen it on pornography. And the third one is coming to bed after you all the time, or getting up in the middle of the night and disappearing from the bedroom for half an hour, 2 hours, and then coming back. Now, again, none of this is conclusive that your husband has a pornography addiction. These are just signs. And if your husband has several of them, it's certainly worth having a talk with them.